Why don't you have a Nobel Prize?
Why aren't you a general?
They're making me one for this.
Perhaps I'll have the same luck.
A Nobel Prize for making a bomb?
Alfred Nobel invented dynamite.
It's an Oscar Sunday morning, and here again is Mo Rocca.
Nearly 3 years ago, Cillian Murphy rose to global fame for his role in the blockbuster movie Oppenheimer. Murphy won a Best Actor Oscar for that role. But as Seth Doane discovered in this morning's Sunday Profile, he prefers keeping things low-key.
I read that you don't love this, sitting down to do an interview to promote a film.
No, I enjoy this. I enjoy a considered chat about the themes and the work. That I enjoy. I think it's the more condensed version of it. It's very hard to soundbite something you've worked for years and years on. I guess I'm realizing, I guess I'm just quite a shy person. So that makes me maybe potentially a interviewee.
Quite the contrary. When we met Cillian Murphy in his old London neighborhood,
Great restaurant, I've eaten here plenty of times.
we found the Irish actor's thoughtful and deliberate approach to an interview mirrors the way he tackles a role.
I am more than aware that you are not intimidated by me, Mr. Falcone, but you know who I'm working for.
It had something to do with
For someone who does not chase the spotlight,
a safe.
his performance is often commanded.
I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
They say acting is like the shy man's revenge. You know what I mean?
Because you can be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's the case for you?
I think so. I certainly feel very comfortable on stage and very comfortable inhabiting somebody else's shoes. You know?
For years, those shoes or boots have belonged to Tommy Shelby.
We have to use guns. Let's use proper guns.
The charismatic gangster who rules post-World War I Birmingham, England in Peaky Blinders.
Get yourself a decent haircut, man. We're going to the races.
Starting in 2013 as a small show on the BBC, it developed a cult following, was picked up by Netflix, and ran 6 seasons.
This man, ladies and gentlemen, is Tommy Shelby. Who is Tommy Shelby?
Now the story continues on film in Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man, which pits Tommy Shelby against a new rival, his own son, played by Barry Keoghan.
How do you get into a character like Tommy?
I did an awful lot of reading about Britain between the wars, about the effects of what we now know as PTSD. And then you kind of have to figure out like the physicality and figure out the walk, figure out the voice, figure out the costume, figure out the mannerisms, figure out the energy of the character, all of that stuff.
How about playing the same character for so many years? Is there ever a time that you thought, I don't want to be too associated with this guy?
No, I mean, there's this adage in show business like, don't quit a hit. And I think that is correct. If something's working, audiences love it, the writing is good, you're still enjoying it, don't quit it, like, you know?
I know all about the baby and the man he has become. I left you my kingdom.
No, you abandoned your kingdom and you abandoned your son.
You find yourself drawn to particularly complex or tormented characters?
I think that's where good art exists, generally. Certainly in the art that I enjoy, it's never easy, it's a little tricky. It's not reductive, because human behavior is so weird. That's the stuff that I like.
You're talking about turning theory into a practical weapon system faster than the Nazis, who have a 12-month head start. 18.
Portraying J. Robert Oppenheimer mixed all of that.
It worked.
Murphy shed weight to become the wiry, brilliant theoretical physicist, tormented by his own creation, the atomic bomb.
I feel that I have blood on my hands.
A box office phenomenon, the film took in nearly $1 billion and earned Murphy that Oscar for Best Actor in 2024.
I'm a very proud Irishman standing here tonight, so...
Does it take some pressure off to win an Academy Award? Like, okay, well, at least I've done that. Or does it add pressure?
I don't really know. I mean, you know, I made a couple of films after Oppenheimer.
It's all right, Chad.
Made this little film called Small Things Like These. And then I made a film called Steve.
If you say the school is closing in the middle of the school term, then they're gone. We have to care for these kids.
I suppose if it helped get those films that were very important to me and those stories out into the world, if that helped, then I'll take that, you know, I'll lean into that.
Even at the top of Peaky Blinders, the movie, it says, you know, Academy Award winner. I mean, it's part of the brand.
I guess so, yeah. It is one of those kind of iconic things in our industry, you know, and, you know, you just feel very humbled to be in that club, I suppose. I don't think about it very often.
The fame thing he tries to wear lightly.
Oh, hang on, I'm going to take this off so I don't look like a tool. Okay.
At a park in the North London neighborhood where he lived with his family for more than a decade, the movie star did not want to play that part.
Kind of the less that people know about you, the more you can inhabit the character, you know, and just portray that character as honestly and convincingly as possible.
Because they don't think, oh, here's this guy who I know this and this about?
Yeah, yeah. And inevitably that becomes a little bit eroded, I suppose, if you're in more high-profile work, but you try and preserve it as best as you can. You know?
How do you try to preserve it? Because you're certainly doing high-profile work at this point.
I guess so, yeah. I don't know, there's a tension always, yeah, there's a tension.
Some of that is released at home in Ireland, where he lives with his wife, artist Yvonne McGuinness. The couple has 2 sons, now 18 and 20.
I like to run, walk the dog, meet my pals, go to the pub, you know, all the boring stuff.
All the things you'd kind of expect a normal human to do.
Exactly, yeah.
The 49-year-old tries to stay offline.
Are you aware of the disappointed Cillian Murphy meme? The what?
But became the unwitting face of an internet meme, the epitome of looking, well, over it. And we might have caught a flash of that ourselves after an admittedly awkward question.
Your eyes, your cheekbones get a lot of comment.
Right.
You roll your eyes back.
Well, I mean, what can I do with that? I don't pay any attention to that, honestly. Yeah. Just try and make the work, you know? And that's not something you can control, is it?
No.
Yeah.
But it works for you.
I guess.
They're things that people remember, that they talk about, that they write about.
Yeah, I guess. But again, it's like I have no point of view, really, on that. It's just embarrassing.
Action! He focuses on what he can control, the craft.
You do take the work deadly seriously, and you promote the work because you want people to see it, and then you just go quiet, you know?
Tommy, you've got to come back with me.
Cillian Murphy guards that quiet between projects, much less interested, he says, in the bubble of stardom than the pursuit of a good story.